Hello and welcome to this Lexus Enform Tech Help video. In this video, we hope to give you a better understanding of the system by taking a very detailed look at the newest version of Lexus Enform, found in nearly all new Lexus products. We will be covering all the features, but feel free to skip around to the parts that are of particular interest to you. Let's get started. So this is the latest version of the Lexus Enform system. Right now in this specific model we have the 12.3 inch display. This is the biggest screen that it's paired with. However, it is basically the same on models with the smaller 7-inch display or 8-inch display. The only difference here is that on the models with the big display you have split screen ability, so we can pull up a second panel here that we can customize to have different things like our audio, our navigation, trip information, as well as climate controls. And if you don't want that, then you can just collapse it like that. Now, one of the features of this latest version is that the menu pops up over whatever display you're on. So as you can see, we can press that, the menu button down here on the trackpad, and our shortcut buttons pop up down here along the bottom. And there's a little animation that follows where my finger is at, so it gives me more of a visual cue as well as the haptic feedback that's coming through the trackpad. So we'll start out over here with our first thing, which is destination. So you can just hover over destination, we can click on that, or we can swipe up to go into something specific like our contacts, our recents, or to do a search. So we'll just click generally here. So we come up here, we have our menu. So we can click search, and we can start typing here. Now, one of the things Lexus supports to make this easier, because it would be a little hard to bounce around to individual letters, is we actually have a handwriting mode, so we can click handwriting and we can start to just draw out the letters here on the touchpad. Now, there are several sections within here. One of them we have is an emergency, so we can quickly find a list of police stations, dealerships in case of a mechanical problem, fire station, or hospital. So for dealership, we can just click on that. It'll show us all the places that can service our Lexus, and you can just quickly click onto that and navigate straight to your nearest Lexus dealership. And additionally, you do have your traditional points of interest, so you can just search for different things by a category. So we can say near here, dining, and we want Chinese food. So we can see that the only thing near us is Panda Express. Now, hopping back to the menu, the next section over, we have the audio. Once again, you can swipe up if you want to specifically go straight into one of these sources, or you can just generally hit the audio. So once we go into here, right now we're paired to the standard Bluetooth audio, so we can play, pause, and skip tracks straight from here. We can also bounce up here to the source, and this is where we can change between all of these available sources. AM, FM, XM, we also have USB, Bluetooth, and you do have the apps of Pandora, iHeartRadio, Slacker, and NPR. You can go into the song list here. Once that loads up, you will see basically the queue of all the songs that are getting ready to play. So you can quickly, this is what's in the playlist, so we can quickly skip to a certain song if you want to within your Bluetooth audio, so that's pretty nice. You can also click the sound. This is where you'll make sound adjustments. We have the Mark Levinson, so we have plenty of adjustments we can make. You can raise the bass here. You can change the sound levelizer, and you can also turn on your 3D and 2D sound. Now, the next section we have is your phone. In a similar way, you've got your menu over on the left side, as well as your information on this side. So this is our contacts, which have automatically synced over from our smartphone. You can just scroll through these, or you can press the search bar and search in the same way like your navigation, which I already pointed out. Now you can save favorites, and you also have your history. You can also traditionally dial numbers if you need to do that. Depending on your type of phone, you do have text message support. So when your messages load up, you can click on these messages to have them read aloud to you.
Well, I'm coming now, so Missy.
And then you can reply to them with a list of pre-made quick messages. just like that. You can actually customize these messages when you are in park, obviously. And moving beyond phone, you'll come to our first section of apps. These apps here are the ones that come with your Enform application. So basically they work with a Bluetooth pairing to your phone, and they give you access to these features. That would be the Pandora, iHeartRadio, Slacker, NPR, and Yelp. Additionally, through your XM satellite radio subscription, you've got another set of applications. They're kind of blacked out right now because we don't have the app paired to the system currently, but that's another set of apps, like your stocks, your sports, stuff you've seen on different cars. However, beyond these apps, the most important app is the next section over, which is called projection, until you plug in a smartphone, and then it turns into Apple CarPlay. So we can just click into this, and then our 12-inch display is transformed into Apple CarPlay. Now this works the same way in this Lexus as it does in any other model. So you've got your applications laid out right here. You can click into things like your Google Maps. So we can actually have, as you can see, the satellite view map. Very cool looking. However, you cannot pinch to zoom on the trackpad like you can in the regular system, so you will have to use these little arrows to zoom in and out. Now, as far as when we're filming this video, which is April 2019, Apple CarPlay is included with the system on most Lexus models. However, there's no word on adding Android Auto at this time. You do also have Amazon Alexa voice commands built in as well. And then to get back to your traditional Lexus system, all you have to do is go over to Lexus and then click down, and this will bring you back to the regular system. Now, heading on over, the next thing is called Info. This basically just has some car stats. So as you can see, we've got our MPG, fuel range. You can check for nearby traffic incidents, powered by XM radio. You've got weather. And you can even see a weather map. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day, so there's nothing that's really showing up except way up here. Now, some Lexus models, not all of them, will also have some climate settings up here. Right now we're in the LS, so this has quite a few different climate settings located up here. So when you do have these, you can just hover over the features and then swipe to make adjustments up or down. Now that brings us over here to our setup. So this is where you'll find a lot of different functions to customize the whole system. So starting out with our general. This is where you'll be able to change some different things that will customize it to your liking. So we can click into display. This is where you can change the brightness. Right now we have the brightness on maximum and then the contrast in the middle. You can also turn the screen off if you don't want it distracting you. Additionally, Lexus does give you the ability to change your color schemes. So if you want to change from the blue, you can change to something more subdued, like this kind of brown-gray look. Another thing you may want to look at is turning on and off your sound effects. So the little ding when you hover over something, you can turn that off. So you turn off the pointer sound as well as the selection of sound, so that you can just, as you can see, now we can move around in silence. Additionally, you can change the feedback force for the haptic feedback on the touchpad if you want that stronger so you feel it more. And then as you scroll down a little bit further, you can also change the speed of the cursor. Some people prefer it to move fast. Some people need it to move a little slower so they can keep up with where it's going. Moving to your next setting section called audio. Got a few different features. We can click into radio, and we can manage things like our number of presets. We've got it set on the maximum of 36. You can also save some different genres as your favorite types on both your FM and your satellite radio. Moving on down, we have our voice commands. This just allows you to change various features related to those. So you can change the volume of the voice to be a little bit louder if you need it to be a little bit louder. can also change the voice recognition prompts. So basically this is how much the system explains itself to you. So when you first get a new Lexus, you may need it to set it on high to talk you through the voice commands, but as you get used to it, you can put it on low so that you don't have to listen to the voice all the time. Additionally, if you find that the system is having trouble recognizing you, you can click this button called Train Voice Recognition. It'll ask you to talk through several different phrases and get used to your different accents. That way the system can better understand what you want it to do. One thing I do want to point out, if you have a scrolling list in the Enform system here, you don't have to click the little arrows. You can actually click onto this middle part, and then you can freely scroll up and down just by swiping. Going on down the list, we have our vehicle settings. So the first section up here is our maintenance. This allows us to actually customize when we have had an oil change and stuff like that, and it counts down to tell you when you need service. And then straight from here, when we do get that reminder, we can go ahead and call the dealership. You can click into the vehicle customization settings. This allows you to change your settings for your door locks, to shift when you go, for instance, go out of park, or lock the doors when you go out of park, how long until the car automatically relocks itself, just various things like that. And you have those same things for your lights as well. Drive mode customization is if you have a vehicle that has a individual mode for your drive modes, so it just allows you to customize specific things. So in the individual mode, we could perhaps say we want the powertrain and the powerful mode, but at the same time we want the chassis and the comfort mode, so we can get that mixture of sport and luxury. Moving on further down, we have your navigation settings. This is where you can simply set your home, add some favorites. You also have the ability to say areas to avoid. For instance, if we're driving on a road that has a lot of traffic, we could say, I don't want to be in this area, and then the navigation will never route you through this area anymore. You can also hit some more detailed settings here. This is basically just going to show you what types of warnings that you can get, street names. You can also be set to show up certain POIs on the screen, so if you want all restaurants, for instance, to show up as you drive past them on the navigation screen, you can set that up to be like that. And you can also have the route adapt to current traffic. The next section is Wi-Fi. Most Lexus models do come standard with a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. It is powered by Verizon, and you do have a trial period. After that, you will have to, subscribe and pay for that. But when you activate it, right here is where you'll be able to find the name of your Wi-Fi hotspot. You can get instructions on how to connect, and then you can click right here at your password. And when you click the show characters, that will show you what you can type in so that you can actually sign in to the Wi-Fi hotspot from your device. Next up, we have our traffic. This basically just controls when to give you warnings about traffic.
Now we'll go into the subscription services available through Enform. First, we have Safety Connect, which is included free for 10 years on most models. This includes features such as stolen vehicle locator, enhanced roadside assistance, and automatic collision notification, which can call emergency services and provide GPS coordinates if you're ever involved in a crash. Lexus also offers an app called Enform Remote, available on both Android and iOS. It allows you to remotely see and control various aspects of the car, like locking and unlocking the doors, as well as remote start. It also integrates with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant apps for home control via your voice. This is free for 1 year and is $80 per year after that. As far as navigation, the new dynamic navigation system is connected online, so it will remotely update, as well as update the routes based on current conditions. Additionally, you can call Destination Assist, where a live person can help you find the place that you want to navigate to, and send that to your car's GPS. The dynamic navigation updates are free for 3 years, and Destination Assist is free for 1 year with the same $80 per year charge after that. Lastly, most new Lexus models now come equipped with Wi-Fi. This is free for the first year or 4 gigabytes, whichever comes first. After that, you'll have to sign up for a plan through Verizon. And that price does change depending on whatever they set it at.
Well, that pretty much concludes this really detailed look at the Lexus Enform system. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more tech help videos as well as full review videos.